Hey everybody, this is Ed from the Evercade Effect. And today I just kind of wanted to talk about, does Evercade have some rough times ahead? I've talked a little bit about this on Evercast, and I've talked about this, streaming. When I created this channel 5 years ago, I thought, how cool would it be to kind of cover this new device, the physical media, get something special in the mail every week, capture that nostalgia. And I never really thought we'd be, in this situation. And the reason I bring this up, despite all the criticisms I have, ablaze and whatnot, it's only because I love the company, I care, I want them to be successful, and quite frankly, there's not another company that's really doing what they're doing for the value that they provide. So, I kind of want to share with you the prices of things, kind of where I'm at ordering, kind of where I'm going to be, how this could affect the channel. So, first up, let me show you this. Currently, what I placed my order. So right now, I have my order on Songbird. They ship from the U.S. I'm located in the U.S. If you go to their website, much like Video Games Plus's website, you'll see that everything is pretty much out of stock right now. And notice up there at the top, I placed my order back on the 6th. It's on hold, right? And the cost of the cart's $29.95 because the Gremlin cart is a Giga cart, and then the Evercade Windjammers and Friends is $24.95. It's a normal one. They don't throw any taxes on there, but there is an $8 flat fee shipping. So just in comparison, if we go to Video Games Plus, when I went ahead and I ordered the Tomb Raider combo pack with Atari Arcade 2, that was $69.99 in Canadian dollars. But let's see if I go ahead and I convert that, you'll see what that what that equals here. So if we convert that, you see that that's $50, right? So, and that's with shipping. So it's free shipping, $50 here. If we look at, let's say, if we look at in the past without the Giga carts, it's even cheaper. If we look at this here, so this is when I went ahead and I ordered the Toplin 4 collection with the Indie Dual cart, Metal Dragon Life on Mars. And if we go ahead and we look at the converter, and this is today is the time I'm recording this video. It may have been even a little bit cheaper back then. But if we go ahead and we look here, you'll see that was like 36. Whoops. Hold on. StreamYard isn't doing what I want it to do as per usual here. There we go. So now let me switch over. That was the other one. All right. Technical difficulties, everyone. So you can see that's $36, right? Significantly cheaper. And that's just for 2 carts that aren't Giga carts and everything else. And it was kind of nice because there was a time where you could get both of the carts, for under $40, get them shipped to you, no problems all. If you're in the United States, Canada, you're pretty much good to go at that point. So now let's take a look on Blaze's website. If I go ahead and share this, it is the right tab, and notice that it's $58.84. $58, nearly $59, and that's before shipping in the 2 carts. So I'm betting shipping is probably like another $10, right? So that's going to put it at $68, which is quite a bit. I'm really hoping that all this gets sorted before before the carts that we're supposed to get at the end of May, because that's the Windjammers, that's the Karnov carts, and then in May they're going to announce the Neo Geo carts. And I'm a little bit bummed because it's like, well, what do I do in this situation? I have the order placed with Songbird. I'm going to go ahead and wait and kind of see as it gets closer to when next month's carts are supposed to come out, and then I may contact Songbird directly and ask them, are you going to get them? What the price is going to be? Who knows? And if we go ahead and we order those from Funstock directly, if the tariffs, if they're there, are we gonna see another increase? Because don't forget, at the end of the day, all this stuff is made in China. So yeah, I'm wondering, does Evercade have some rough times ahead of this? And I think that would really be a shame. But I also want to share with you another YouTube statistic here from my channel. All right, there we go. Maybe. Maybe. Thought I had this shared. My apologies. I'm trying to bring up YouTube Studio so you can all see. Okay, there we go. So I did talk a little bit about this on, again, on Evercast about like how many, my viewership and percentages. But I wanted to show you guys the statistics straight from my channel, and you can kind of see that like 31, and this is just my channel and everything else. So like 31% of everybody is the United States. And then you can kind of see everyone else kind of makes up the rest of the world. Surprisingly, more people in the United States watch me than in the United Kingdom. Now, pretty cool. We have Canada, Spain, Netherlands, Australia, Sweden, Poland. We have other countries, but 35%. Again, I don't have any numbers, directly from Blaze or anything else. I can only go by interest. It doesn't mean everybody, who views it is buying an Evercade product. But I just, all I can do is go by interest. So if you look at, from the United States and Canada, let's call it like, 40%, that's a lot. And that could take a significant chunk out of Blaze's profits, which would be frightening. Companies can go out of business for this type of thing to happen. And I really don't want to have that happen. So really the point of this video is just to raise awareness. I would say that if you're in the United States, go ahead and place your order with Songbird. Maybe if there's enough people that go ahead and place the order with Songbird, there'll be a discount. I'm really just kind of waiting to see, how the dust is gonna settle. Kind of give it to the end of this month. Hopefully, all this nonsense will be over with, and we'll be able to get our games. Or if they go up by a couple of bucks, I'm fine with that. What I think could be another huge issue is if it gets crazy. Let's say with like the tariffs and everything, where it's like $50 a cart. That would be a nightmare. And I think that at that point, that really makes Evercade not worth it, right? 2 carts for $100. That would be pretty steep, and it would be a shame if something like this, had them go out. Do they have enough of the UK market and Europe and all that to support if this happens? Could they afford to take like maybe let's say like a 25% loss? Let's say 5% of the people still buy it. Let's say I still buy it because I'm crazy and I have a channel dedicated to Evercade. Let's say could they take a 25% hit? How will that affect them? How will that affect next year's carts? Could some carts be pushing next year? I mean, it's scary thoughts. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, praying to the ever gods, and really just hoping that next month everything goes back to normal. Because, yeah, I mean, I think the whole Evercade ecosystem and experience is a fun thing. It's what I focus my channel on. There's a great community behind it, so let's hope for the best. Let me know in the comments below, what's your plan? If you're in the United States or Canada, how are you going to kind of play things out? Are you just going to go ahead and directly order from the UK itself? If you're in the UK, are you concerned about this? You're like, nah, I'm just going to order normal. I would be curious, so let me know in the comments below. And if you do like this type of videos and want to kind of hang out with me, chill and chat, and go live, consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. Throw me a like on the way out. I am going to go ahead and thank my channel members. Without my channel members, none of this is possible. And you all have an excellent day. Bye-bye. Thanks, Crashline, Immortal Sojourn, Amber Cummings, Joe Whitlush, Alex Groot.